Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm UncleLander and this is Gran Turismo 2 GT mode playthrough. On the last episode we have managed to beat the entire 97 laps on the run to our race. On today's agenda I want to beat the entire dirt event. And as my weapon of choice for the entirety of the event, I decided to pick a Scudo Pikes Peak version, which is also technically the fastest and the best car in the game. Why I decided to pick up the Scudo? Because the rally events are kinda sucky. I'm not gonna lie, the rally events are not really the best. I'm glad that they are over here, but they are not really the best. Because, okay, let me put it like this. You go for the dirt event, right? You have the entirety, you got like 27 races, that's 27 days. And you get no reward, no car reward for completing any of those rallies over here. You only get money, and you get like very small amounts of money. They're not really the greatest. The tracks are not really the best, and the cars that you're racing against are being controlled by the ghosts, which are basically perfect drivers on this track at any circumstance. They're just perfect drivers, and it's very difficult to beat them. But maybe it's just me who sucks. Anyway, let's test the Scudo car on the machine test. We're gonna test this car on 400, 1000, and maximum speed. Just as a reminder, this episode, like every single other of the episodes, is being recorded live on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/UncleLander. Come in and say hi. It's nice, I'm playing variety of video games. So yeah, 400 meters. And I can already say this much, considering that the Scudo has almost 1000 brake horsepower and also has only 800 kilograms of weight, this car, hands down, it's gonna win. It's gonna have the best time on every single test that it currently has. So 400 meters, 1000 meters, and full lap, it's gonna be first place all the way through. It was a great car from memory. It is a great car in general. It is the best car in the game, period. You don't even have to really even like modify it for this car to be great. And there we go. We have beaten the first time by over a second at 8 seconds, 0.7. And just like that, first place. And yeah, I initially, what I wanted to do is that I wanted to bring a little bit more fun and variety to the rally races. I wanted to do it way differently, but the game decided to be like, LOL, no, and so I'm like, LOL, yes. And I'm gonna cheese the rallies, because I basically recall perfectly why I'm not the biggest fan of them. Why I prefer more to do the road events, the road races, more than the rally. Though, don't get me wrong, I consider rally events as a good variety, it's a good addition to the game. I'm just not the biggest fan of them. 1000 meters at time 15.4 seconds, that's over 2 seconds faster than the actual record. I already have like tried different cars before I made the recording of this episode. I tried to like get those rallies to be, to be beaten earlier, just simply have a little bit more fun, but honestly I just can't. The rallies don't want to play along with me whatsoever, so I'm not gonna play along with them. Also, I have discovered that the Impreza rally car that I have won is horrible. It's okay, so let me put it like this. When I take the cars on the dirt events, I use Tahiti Maze as the test ground because it has some hoops. It has a variety of corners, long open corners, tight corners. It has basically all the corners that you want to practice for your rally. I took the Impreza over there. That car just does not want to drive whatsoever. The other cars were driving perfectly fine, in a matter of fact. But then when it came to my first actual attempt of completing the rally events, yeah, it didn't end it. It didn't end it. It did not end it in me having a good time. That's all I'm gonna say. I would say that you are technically right. The Gran Turismo 2 is not a rally game, it's a road game, and I'm willing to accept that. I'm willing to say yes. More variety when it comes to the rallies is always good, and just like that, 390 kilometers an hour, we have a record. That doesn't matter what. I do remember Colin McRae, the first one and the second one. I have the most fond memories of the second Colin McRae. It was a fun game to play, undeniably. The other thing that is worth mentioning about a little bit of a difference between the Gran Turismo 2 versions, the PAL version cars are much more stiff. They are much more rigid. They do not really want to turn as much as the cars in like Japanese or American version. They are much more stiff. They're much more rigid. They're least controllable. They're least fun, sadly. Maybe one day if I'm gonna obtain the American version of Gran Turismo 2, I'm gonna create a special episode dedicated just for the rallies themselves. But yeah, we got the first place with the maximum speed of 398 kilometers an hour. This is, like I said, the fastest car that I currently own. And the best car in the game, period. I can even take this car on the street and it's just... Yes, there's a lot of differences between the PAL and the NTSC version. NTSC or NTCJ. Which, actually the PAL version, the one that I have over here, which is multilingual version, has some of the things patched and some of the things changed, like races, certain cars, and how certain cars are behaving in, like I gave it just a recent example, in dirty events, the cars are behaving way differently. In American version of the car, during one of the endurance races, just gonna mention that and we're gonna jump right into dirt events. One of the differences is that if you go for the Trail Mountain Endurance Race, which has maximum power output of 295, there is a bug in that race in which is gonna spawn you the Vector M12 LM, which has 690 brake horsepower. That's one of the glitches that the American version has, which is something that does not happen in the European version whatsoever. Alright, dirt events, and basically throughout this entire episode we're gonna go through every single of the dirt rally events and we're gonna basically win them. Yep, because I am a little baby and I'm afraid of Syrian X4. Let's go. Let's just win this. Let's have fun. I want to have fun while I'm playing Gran Turismo. I don't want to stress. Oh yeah, also, during the dirt events, we are not driving with the actual cars, we are driving with the ghosts of the cars, which if you use 60 FPS patch, the ghosts of the cars are not even driving properly. They are basically driving themselves into the wall and they are getting stuck in that wall. So yeah, and this is why I want to play this on 25 FPS. I want to play this on 25 FPS, still do, because I want to have a little fun. I want to have a little bit of competition, but competition changed into annoyance. So if the game is becoming more annoying to me, I'm gonna become a little bit of a little baby cheese lord. And that's all there is to it. I actually realized something. I did not set up the car whatsoever. I didn't adjust the settings. Does it really matter? Does it really matter though? I mean, I will adjust the settings anyway, but I don't really think it's a necessity. I'm probably gonna increase the suspension. I'm gonna save this car right now. It's gonna take the corners a little bit differently. And there we go, first race won. But then again, we're probably gonna win every single race, unless I'm gonna be a gooby goober and I'm gonna make so many mistakes. Go to 100 kilometers an hour in like 2 seconds. Yep. That's pretty much all there is when it comes to this car. Just beast of acceleration in general. This car is like a beast. It's like I always call it the beast. It is a beast. Uh, 150. I guess 140 is a good driving height. I can't really complain. Gearbox is fine. I'm gonna increase the maximum downforce, and LSD we're gonna basically set up to be on 5 at all times. And that should be good enough. That's basically the setting I'm gonna use for the car on every single rally. It's a pretty standard setting, but it works. But like I say, if you don't really want to play, like, screw around with settings, you don't really have to. This car is perfect. Wow. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. What percentage? I don't know. This is what I'm talking about. All of a sudden the car just loses all the control and it just becomes an annoyance. I don't know what kind of percentage do we actually have, because we have finished every single of the endurance races recently. We have finished all of the special events. Now we are going for the rally. After rallies, we're doing the manufacturer events, and we're gonna finish the entire playthrough with the Gran Turismo Championship. There we go, still win, but at what cost? I actually really hate this track because of the how the car can suddenly spin on the one moment of a track. I cannot stand this. This can cost, like, this one spin in that specific moment can cost you the entire rally. I'm not even joking, it can cost you the entire rally. That one single little baby spin. See, it will happen again. That spin will freaking happen again. Alright, we got that out of the way. Honestly, I can check the percentage right after this. It's not that big of a deal for me. Because I honestly, out of all the events, out of all the races that this game offers, rallies are not really having the top of my priority. The rallies are definitely not the top of my priority, I can guarantee that. Alright, progression, 35%, allegedly. 35%. Alright, we got the Smoky Mountain South, so let's go now for the Smoky Mountain North. And we're just starting the race. We are not waiting, we're not adjusting anything anymore, we're just going right for the thing. This is not the 1.0. This is a PAL version, so it's version 1.1. Jesus Christ. Should be version 1.2. Well, I have this is the multilingual European version, so I think it's version 1.1 or 1.2. Frankly, I don't really care that much which version it is. I'm just having fun, and that's what is the most important to me. It is the CD that I basically turned into an image myself. It's my own original CD. And that's pretty much all there is to it, you know? I know that my version definitely has some things fixed, like the Vector M12 showing up the Trial Mountain. That doesn't exist anymore. I don't remember any other problems or bugs that were present in this game. Yeah, I love when this fucking happens. When there's no way you can have any control over your car and you basically spin. There we go. You win. I actually kind of want to play Tekken now. I'm actually gonna take. I'm gonna. The next time I'm gonna go on outside, which is gonna be on Thursday, because I'm gonna get my stitches removed. I'm gonna check in my local pawn shop if they had the Tekken 2 or Tekken 3 by any chance, because the pawn shop that I'm thinking about, they usually have like a lot of things. A lot of good stuff, a lot of old games, some titles that you never even hear about. Yeah, stitches. I had a surgery like a week ago. 2 weeks ago almost. I had my lower jaw and the wisdom tooth removed. Well, not lower jaw removed, but lower jaw fixed. I had to have it refixed again. And I had the wisdom tooth removed from my upper right jaw. A beautiful surgery that took give or take 2 hours to fully perform, and I was awake throughout its entirety, so it wasn't bad because I was on the numbing medication. But fun times nonetheless. You win. Wisdom tooth, yeah, still haven't had that done, but I should. Yeah, it's a recommendation for me. Just do that. Do yourself a favor. If you are still like younger than me, go and check if you need to have your wisdom tooth removed. Just do it. Trust me. Just trust me on that one. You're gonna save the remaining teeth that you have if you're gonna remove the wisdom teeth. Alright, next one is a Green Forest roadway. Like, I don't know where you live, but think about it this way. If you're in America, if I'm correct, then you're most likely going to... you're probably gonna have all of them removed in one day, so it's even better. You got yourself scheduled to get your removed tomorrow? Good. Take the example of Peck. Do it. Do it. Do it, Peck. Join the wisdomless. Hope you're doing well, Peck. Glad to see you. Okay, that corner over here is purely my fault. I took it very, very badly. On vacation, just hanging around the house. Well, you're gonna hang around a little bit more after the surgery, let me tell you this much. Because I don't know how it works for you. For me, my doctor told me that after the surgery, I cannot lift anything heavy. Until I'm gonna get my stitches removed, that is. Here in Australia, I'm just keen on being knocked out. The thought of really freaks me out. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Honestly, the only thing that you're gonna have worse after that, at least for my own personal experience, the worst thing that you have after removal of the wisdom tooth is just the stitches that are gonna tickle the back of your tongue, and the fact that you're gonna have to use hydrogen peroxide. Like a hydrogen peroxide mixed with water to, you know, flush the wound every single evening. And of course the antibiotics and the other pills, because you're definitely gonna take antibiotics. until you're gonna be basically, you know, done with them. So yeah. That's basically the only thing that is worse. Because, you know, if you have antibiotics that you have to take every 6 hours, then you're basically forced to stay up late at night just to take the pill. You ever used hydrogen peroxide before? Good. If the doctor tells you also no heavy lifting, that's good. That means I'm not crazy. Ah, there we go, finish. You're gonna be off work for about a week and a half, yeah. In my case, the surgery was a little bit more severe, despite the fact that swelling have went away and pretty fast. Like, I didn't have any more swelling on any of the sides after like 4 or 5 days in total. But the first day was the worst for me. I was not able to talk whatsoever. But you know, it's something that you have to, it has to be done. And I highly recommend doing that. You know, just to get over with it, just so your wisdom tooth don't crush the other teeth in your jaw. That's basically all there is to it. The entire rear just went into freaking space over here. You're locked out, so I don't need to drive at all? Yeah, I mean, hey. Good for you, you don't have to walk anywhere, or you don't have to bring anybody with you. So the only thing I can say is GG. That's all I can say. Alright, the Green Forest is done. Let's go for Tahiti Maze. And if I can say something, if anybody is ever like trying to really experiment with a rally in this game, go for Tahiti Maze as a test track, because it has pretty much every single possible corner that you can basically think of. It has some of the straights, it has the hoops, it has the tight corners, it has the wide corners. It is like the best track in which you can basically test out your car. The best, hands down. And it doesn't have like any silly stuff on it, like in comparison to Smoky Mountain South, which it has hoops on the freaking corners, which is just ridiculous. Alright, that's the race number 1. We still got 2 more to do. You win! I'm just gonna start the race. Straight up. Then we got Peugeot 206 rally car, which is also a pretty neat vehicle. That just happened. Just stuck the one of the sides of my car on the inside of the corner, which pretty much slowed me down to like perfect 0. And the second race done. I really would like to kind of focus on driving during this entire episode more than talking about random topics. Because we could do that, no problem. But I'd rather focus on driving. I just want to get over with the rally event. Alright, the last rally with the Evo 5. Rally at least against the Evo 5. Oh my god, he's world ranking, he's cheating, he's so bad. He's so bad. The rallies are just not the best part of this game, not really my favorite. This is why I just want to like get over with them. Oh my god, this episode is so lame. He doesn't talk throughout the entire thing whatsoever. He just drives the overpowered cars or all the rallies. He's not interesting whatsoever. This is so bad. This is such so much. You know, all those arguments kind of do not matter when I simply want to have a little bit of fun. Oh, yeah, my favorite, the hoops. The jumpy parts of the ride is my favorite. then again, if somebody would give me an argument that I suck at this game and suck at driving in rallies, then yeah, I would agree with that. I'm not the best. I have not played this game in like 10 years in total. So I'm willing to a certain degree... basically say, yes, I do suck. But I'm also not allowing a silly event to ruin my entire mood and ruin my entire playthrough. That's all there is to it. Stratos. Lancia Stratos, which we actually have won. And I could set up the Lancia Stratos to be a rally car. I decided not to. I just decided not to. Because why would I? I mean, I could, because the racing modification for this car also looks pretty freaking neat. After modifying, the car is also ridiculously light. It has probably like one of the best power to weight ratios ever. Maybe if there's a Lancia event, then I'm gonna do that. Never trust Italian rally cars. Well, this one is actually a pretty tough cookie to adjust, because this one likes to... It really likes to bounce on the corners. It really does. But back in the days, the Stratos was like a king of rallies, pretty much. Alright, one more race, and then we can move on to the second page. Which second page is gonna have 2 reverse tracks, and it also gonna have the Pikes Peak races. Which are gonna be the most difficult out of the entire bunch. But not really that difficult, all things considered. What was it? And the steering over there. It's kind of weird. Did I mention how much I love the hoops, the jumps? I call them the hoops. Did I mention how much I love the jumps that are placed like right as you, like in the middle of the corner, right at the very beginning of the corner? Gosh, I love those. I love them so much. They are totally not making the car behave irrationally for no freaking reason whatsoever. Not at all. Nuh-uh, dude. It's just a hallucination. It's just you not knowing how to drive. I think I'm gonna do the Pikes Peak uphill as the last one. Because it, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it like that. Alright, second page. We got only 3, 6, 9, 12 races left. Okay, so let's check the downhill. So I got 306 Stratus and Lancer Evo 4. Not really the biggest fan of Pikes Peak downhill or uphill races in general. The track is kind of odd, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna complain too much. I think I already have complained about the dirt events more than enough. But I do hate that 306 over there. That 306 over there sucks. It's such a bad rally car. It's even worse than that Impreza I have won on one of the Enduro races. Wow! Well, I just did the 180 degrees over there. For a second I thought that the that checkpoint over there was the very last thing that I need to go through to finish the rally. Because my brain immediately went, hey, this is the rally test. But it wasn't. You know the rally events kind of suck when the best that they can do when it comes to the tracks is just slap a couple of reverse tracks and that's it. You know they had like a quota to fill and that's it. It's kind of silly and embarrassing at the same time, but sadly it's true. It really feels like it's true. Oh well, let's just move on. Well, yeah, I believe the American version of the rallies probably is better. Because the cars are way better to control. At least when it comes to rallies. Can't speak for every single thing. Currently the Pikes Peak looks like this. I mean, in the 1999, at least according to the game, the Pikes Peak looks like this. The current Pikes Peak race is just all tarmac. That's the funniest thing about all this. The current Pikes Peak race is all tarmac. I love when that happens. You know, that spin, that no matter how much you're gonna put the counter, how much you're gonna try to turn in the other direction, the car is just already... The car have already made up its mind, it's not gonna go. Ugh. That is not Lancer Evo 4. I think that's Evo 6. Alright, the downhill Pikes Peak is finished. You win. You lose. Continue. The manufacturer events are gonna be such money vampires. I'm gonna have... Oh my god, now I realized how much of a freaking Red Rock Valley I'm gonna have to grind for the manufacturer race. It's gonna hurt. Alright, Smoky Mountain North Reverse. Oh boy. Okay, let's go for that. Let's reverse it. Why don't we? It's like we have total 3 reverse tracks. I have like the maximum downforce of the front, but the front just loves losing that grip. Hey, best one ever. No, nobody can tell me that this was not spectacular. But of course, the finish line means that there are corners, and in the middle of it is all the fucking jumps. So because of course. Hey Jazz, how are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Glad to see you. I'm trying not to lose my mind while I'm driving this. The ending of this fucking track is horrible. It's absolutely disgusting. Let's just put as many freaking jumps as possible in the middle of a corner, because you know that's fun. That's absolutely great when you lose control of a car. And you have like no way to correct your car whatsoever. It's so great. So much fun. Oh, so this is where they slapped the Evo 6. I thought it always associated Evo 6 rally car with the Tahiti Maze. Always. Jesus Christ, finally managed to beat that fragment without my car suddenly having a frickin' seizure. Alright, now we only got like six races left. And I think the scariest one is going to be the Pikes Peak hill climb, but first let's go for the Tahiti for the TTD Row 3 before I'm gonna go for that one. And I'm gonna give my review of the rally events, though I'm probably already gave them enough. I'd say, depending on the version of the game, they could be worked up a little bit. They could use definitely a little bit more work. Especially on the physics department. And also kind of a difficulty balancing, because, for example, good luck winning a Pikes Peak with any other of the rally cars if it's not a Scudo Pikes Peak. Also, the fact that you don't have like power limitation on the rally events is also pretty lame, because I think there should be. Majority of the rally cars squeezing like 460 brake horsepower. Majority of the normal ones are doing that. The other ones are going like 200, 300. I think adding the maximum power limitation on those things would be just so much better. It will basically force the player to actually think about what car they're gonna bring into the rallies, instead of just doing like mindless a Scudo goes burr like I technically do right now. Because that's currently what I'm doing. To me, a Scudo goes burr and that's it. Nothing else exists for me anymore. But because the game allows me to do that, therefore I'm just doing this. And bringing more variety. Basically, limiting the maximum power output in the rally events would bring more variety of the cars that can actually participate, and give player a actual choice of usage of the different cars. And also, I would, if I could, I would fix some of the tracks. I'm not gonna lie, some of the tracks in the rallies are just broken. And by broken, I mean forcing a player. Just sometimes there's just way too many jumps, or jumps that are in the middle of a turn, middle of the corner. Those are actually the worst ones that you can get. And maybe create those additional 2 rally tracks, because they put the reverse tracks on the rallies over here because they still had the Pike Peaks hill climb to add to the list. But they will have to create one additional page just for one more track. So instead of either removing one track from the list for sake of Pikes Peak hill climb, they decide to just make a reverse tracks of the few rally tracks that were available, just to fill in the page. Which, in my opinion, is basically, hey, if you have enough space to fill in duplicates of the track, you have enough time to make any 3 additional tracks for the rally events. And also the fact that rally events, the only thing that you get from rally events is money, and you don't get like a bonus car for even winning every single of the rally events. That is just... That's kinda, you know, it's kinda lame. It's kind of lame, in my opinion. It's just, it feels like the rally events in this game were just not really polished. Like, they definitely required a little bit more work. And not just adjusting the physics, because that's, at this point, it's the only difference between the NTSC and PAL version of the game. It's just how the cars are driving during this entire thing. And like I said, I do not really support that. This is why I consider the rally events to be probably the lamest part of the game. Because, for example, licenses are fine, but they can become an absolute disaster if you try to gold them. There are a few tests that are an absolute nightmare. Yeah, that was this corner was screwed up on my side. I screwed up very badly over here. I didn't knew what I wanted to do. I was like, let's take the corner, let's not. Let's take the corner, let's not. Yeah, that's one hell of a spoiler. Honestly, I'm not surprised that it's on this car. This car weighs only 800 kilograms, but it has almost 1,000 brake horsepower. If you ask me, this spoiler is absolutely justified. 100% justified. The front one and the rear one is like, it has all the reasons in the world to exist. Alright, at this point we only have the Pikes Peak Hill climb, and that's gonna be the end of dirt events. It wouldn't take any corners if it wasn't that, that's for sure. There would be like no downforce whatsoever. It still doesn't stay on the ground. Yeah, it still likes to fly, that's true. At least in the game. Yeah, imagine a spoiler the size of the entire freaking track. Oh yes, the RS 300. It's such a great car. The RS 300 over there was an RS 200. I freaking don't remember. It's such a good car for like road racing in general. It's cost 100,000, but it's the best 100,000 that you can spend. Because with that car you can very easily win the historical event in any kind of race that's gonna have a requirement of 395 brake horsepower, like by default. You don't even have to put any parts in it. Oh my fucking god, dude. Can you freaking stop being such a piece of shit? I'm not gonna lie, the rally events are actually getting to me. Yeah, Pikes Peak right now it's all full tarmac. There's no dirt anymore on that track. It's all tarmac. But the cars that are participating in the actual race of this are insane. There are some really insane builds. Yeah, it's all paved. Which I honestly I do not know what to think about that. About this being paved. About this track being paved. I think it's kind of disappointing. But, nah. They probably had the reasons to do that. It was better when it was dirt, but they paved it for tourists to be able to easily get up the mountain. Well, then there was a social reason then. A public reason. You got a challenge for me? Okay, not lose my mind over the last race. Because I'm gonna use save states for this. I don't care. I don't like the rally events whatsoever. Redo that race without any wall banks. No thanks. I don't care. I really don't care. I really don't care. I just want to complete the rally event. Also, I would not do that for free. Yeah, the car was already started losing control on the like very last corners. Jesus. Okay, at least we got the rallies done. Fuck the rallies. I don't like them. I don't like the rallies. It's just I really believe it's like the weakest part of the entire game. .25 FPS moment. I know that, but I really wanted to like save the ghosts for the rallies because I actually want to have the challenge. But then I realized I don't like rallies whatsoever. So, so it is what it is. I really think they're like the weakest part. Like, first of all, I think that applying the power limit on them on every of the race would not only make the player bring more cars to the event, but also would bring more variety and a little bit more challenge. Second of all, eliminating the fact that the AIs are ghosts and there are actual cars that are driving with you. That would be definitely much better. And then you would be able to drive at 60 FPS without any problems. What else? Correct the freaking tracks, because getting jumps right in the middle of a corner is just horrible, and it just it can kill the entire race. The moment when your car just spins out of nowhere just because you try to like get into over the jump. So yeah, I basically think it's just kind of weak. Just kind of a weak event. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, people of Twitch, we are still gonna stream more because we have manufacturer events to complete. But people of YouTube, this is gonna be the end of this episode. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and you guys have enjoyed me sucking at driving during the rallies and also hearing me complain like a little baby. If you did, consider subscribing, ring the bell, stop at the like, leave a comment, all that good stuff. Links for all of my stuff can be found in the description below, as well as the pinned comment. And I need to credit the music creator, which is Carl Casey, at his official page, whitebetaudio.com and Whitebet Studio on YouTube. Thank you guys once again. I'll see you guys on the next one.